Here's the deal. Here's the deal. This is a civil matter, and you.
Okay, well,
he wants to. He wants.
We'll let the police do that.
No, that's fine.
This guy still can't be here.
Well, we're coming in. We're coming in.
You're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home. You need a bit of a reset.
There is a possibility on the other side of this that inflation could actually be quite
There's
low.
a war raging on right now in the American housing market as more and more squatters continue to invade houses and try to take them over. And so today, you guys, we're going to talk about all of those things. And in their minds, maybe because we have 15 million vacant homes, 13 million of which are vacant year round, squatters think they can just move in and take over those rights. And also, guys, we're going to look at the heroes in the fight who call themselves the Squatter Squad. And we're going to see exactly what they're doing to help Americans across the nation to get these squatters out of their houses. We're also going to listen to the viral video of the undocumented migrant that's suggesting that people migrate to the U.S. to invade houses, take them over, and potentially sell them to profit off of them. Now, often, guys, this is done under fraudulent pretenses. So in other words, the majority of these people have no right to be in these houses to begin with. And so depending on your level of frustration or depending on whether or not you enjoy squatter rights, this next video, you're either going to be upset or you're going to be happy. Now, personally, I feel like these people that you're about to watch are the new heroes in the fight against squatter rights. And again, you guys, remember what I'm saying. Often these squatters are taking over these properties illegally.
Oh, yeah. No, we put a 24-hour notice of inspection, and I have the power of attorney. So we can come in and do an inspection. There's nothing illegal with that.
No, well, the police are going to come.
Yeah, that's fine. We're coming in.
Right? You got to go to court, though.
Yeah. No, okay.
I understand.
Yeah, we'll see. Is this in?
Look, let's just get a little.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. This is a civil matter, and you.
Okay, well,
he wants to. He wants.
We'll let the police do that.
No, that's fine.
This guy still can't be here.
Well, we're coming in. We're coming in.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone with the sergeant.
I have a power of attorney, so to do the inspection. So
doesn't matter. It still has to go to court. Still has to go to the court. We were never served with a 3-day notice, dude.
This isn't a 3-day notice. This is a home inspection.
Okay, well, no.
This is a home inspection.
No, you guys already came and tried to bust in the last time. You guys didn't make a good impression the first time.
The sergeant said I have the right to be here, so they can call the sergeant. We're coming in, you guys. We're coming in. Yeah, we're coming in. We have the right. So we're coming in.
We're gonna press charges.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Take me to court. Take me to court.
So what you just witnessed is the squatter. So what you just witnessed is the squatter squad basically gaining entry to a property legally without having to go to court under the premises of a home inspection. Quite brilliant, actually, especially considering these squatters, again, are there fraudulently. And I will have this video linked in my description if you guys want to watch it. But essentially what happens is they gain entry legally from a home inspection, and then they basically see they don't even have a lease to begin with. The inspector changes the locks and takes their property outside and puts it on the curb because, again, of a simple property inspection. I'm not saying that will work under every situation, but it's certainly nice to see these people get a taste of their own medicine.
He wants to. He wants.
We'll let the police do that.
No, that's fine.
This guy still can't be here.
Well, we're coming in. We're coming in. Everything's safe.
You guys see they're removing all of their stuff right now. 8 police officers.
Okay, the owners, guys are gonna spend a little time in there.
Okay. So if you have a squatter problem, you may want to give the Squatter Squad a call and have them work their magic. Now, you may have listened to a recent viral video from an undocumented migrant that is suggesting that migrants invade the U.S. housing market, take over the property, and potentially sell it for a profit. I'm not joking, you guys. You guys got to listen to this.
Mi gente, he pensado invadir una casa en United States, ya que me enteré que existe una ley
Read
que
these
dice
subtitles, guys.
que si una casa no está habitada podemos expropiarla. Capichi,
Seize it.
muchachos, aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno. Y creo que ese será mi
Land
próximo
invasion.
negocio.
Invading.
Invadir casas abandonadas, ya que me he buscado unos códigos con mis amigos africanos y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas
They've taken
expropiadas.
7 homes
Y
over
como dice
already.
el
So it's
dicho,
got 7
papi,
houses.
hay que buscar la vuelta. Y la vuelta ahorita mismo es invadir casas, ya que nos encontramos en situación de calle y es la única manera que tenemos para no vivir en la calle y no ser una carga pública. Capichi, la ley dice que las casas abandonadas, deterioradas y que esté en mal estado, podemos llegar y repararlas, vivir en ella
And
y
if
si
you can,
podemos
sell it.
venderla, hasta pedir créditos con ella. ¿Qué dicen ustedes?
I don't know about y'all, but that was pretty brutal. I mean, invade, take over, repair, and sell undocumented illegally? Under what pretenses? I mean, this is crazy. I mean, they understand. I mean, even, these undocumented migrants understand how, we have so many abandoned properties, sell the properties, fix them up, right? But legally, tell me how you guys feel about that and people invading the housing market, taking it over. I mean, to me, mind blowing, right? But now let's go into the states that have the strictest and loosest squatter right laws. If you guys want to reference this later, it's going to be linked in my description. This is a brand new article, How Squatter Rights Compare in Different States. Let's look at only California and Florida, and then we'll look at the map. As far as California, squatters in the Golden State can claim ownership of a property after living there continuously for 5 years, as long as they have paid property taxes in the same period. That's crazy. And they also have to do improvements to the property, and the owner must have known of their presence and not made an effort to evict them. Now, Florida, in the Sunshine State, squatters can claim ownership of a property after having lived there continuously for at least 7 years and having paid the property taxes, even if they did so without the owner's consent. First of all, I find squatter rights mind-blowing. So you basically have to live there for a period of time, pay the property taxes, maybe do a slight improvement. But look at this, guys. This is a squatter rights by state. This is a time period for which an illegitimate tenant acquires certain rights by a U.S. state. And I'm really surprised that Texas is so low. So Texas is low, California is low, Louisiana seems to be the strictest, but very, very alarming, y'all. The fact that in every single state, there are some type of squatter rights. Come back here if you want to know and see if you can get information on your individual state. I really want to show you guys what I found out about the actual Constitution and what that says about private property rights. So I'll get into that. I want to show you guys one more video that is going to talk about potential solutions, because basically the cat's out of the bag now. People are starting to realize it's all fraud. They pretty much have no rights whatsoever to be in these properties. So there is solution. Listen to this video, because these people call themselves the squatter hunters.
Yeah, Micah and Sam, it's an incredible story. He has dedicated his life to helping homeowners clear their properties of squatters, and he's fighting to change the laws that allow these intruders to do what they do. He recently removed a squatter from a home here in the Hollywood Hills. The victim, an elderly woman. So meet the squatter hunter.
What do you have to say for yourself? You going to talk to me now?
Tonight you want to talk?
Yeah,
have
I
a
wanna
civil
talk.
conversation?
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock at night? Are you serious?
Caught in the act, caught on camera, squeezing out squatters.
I have a lease for this property.
I don't care.
You've heard and seen the horror stories, many here on KTLA. Intruders gaining entry or breaking into unoccupied homes and residences, in some cases mansions, throwing wild parties and living rent and care free. The number of cases seems to be growing, and one man close to the situation says many offenders are not necessarily homeless, but rather career criminals looking for easy street. Well, now they've met their match.
I'd say, anti-squatter activist, squatter hunter, squatter remover, just do what I have to help people get their squatters out.
Some people might call you a type of exterminator.
Yeah, well.
57-year-old California native Flash Shelton is devoting his life to squashing squatters and helping homeowners. It all started in 2019 when his mother was selling her Northern California house after his father died. While the home was empty and on the market, 7 strangers moved in, furniture and all. Local law enforcement said there was nothing they could do. That's when Flash sprang into action.
The stuff is in the house. You told me that it was accidentally delivered and it was in the garage.
No, I didn't say it was in the garage.
Figured out that if they could take a home, I could take a home. Squatters sometimes, in many cases, have a fake lease. So the first thing I did was I had my mom write a lease in my name.
He waited for an open window, no pun intended, when the squatters had left the property.
Went in and put up cameras, secured the back door that had been broken into. I have to start putting stuff in the driveway and so that I can lock it up, because once I leave, you're not going to be able to get back in.
Shelton seized an opportunity, found a new calling, and became the squatter hunter. His operation has exploded with viral videos on his website and YouTube channel, the clips receiving millions and millions of views.
You ain't gonna be sneaking up on me in the middle of the night.
Flash Shelton's fees start at $5,000. He always works with law enforcement, and he does his homework to assess the threat before moving in.
Okay, so a $5,000 fee to get help with your squatter problem. Seems like America's got some heroes standing by, and it also seems like we have to have civil heroes standing by, because it doesn't appear that enforcement is even enforcing the situation. But regardless, it seems like the epidemic, the crisis, if you will, the squatter crisis is spreading, and more people are trying to take over and invade that market. So without the proper knowledge as whether you're a landlord or not, it's going to be difficult to deal with people that live under fraudulent pretenses. So let's dig into a little bit on the law as far as the Constitution and what that says exactly as far as squatters. As brand new article right here, you guys, everything will be linked in my description. Again, squatter rights violate the takings clause. Where these laws allow squatters to occupy houses without the owner's consent, they qualify as takings of private property that require payment of compensation under the Fifth Amendment. So according to the Fifth Amendment, they have no rights. They can't take these properties from us and sell them. I want to read you guys this testimony real quick so you can kind of really feel the pain of some of these people. Early in March, a New York property owner was arrested over unlawful eviction after confronting a group of alleged squatters who had taken over her deceased parents' home in Flushing, Queens. While the woman held the property deed, one man said he was on the lease for the house, which meant the property owner was barred from kicking him out. He, in fact, did not actually have a lease. So it was fraud. They got arrested because someone else committed fraud and invaded and took over their property. How does that make you feel? Comment below. Now, the article goes on. Ideally, state and local governments should make it easy for property owners to swiftly remove squatters and should subject the trespassers to civil and criminal sanctions. But where they instead facilitate this violation of property rights, the law that do so violate the takings clause of the Fifth Amendment, which requires payment of just compensation whenever the government takes private property. Now, this goes on. Squatters could perhaps argue that their activities fall within what the court called traditional common law privileges to access private property. But again, you guys, that's not what's going on here. What we have going on here is straight fraud. The common law does recognize the right of claim property through adverse possession, but traditional common law precedent permits that only after squatters have had continuous exclusive possession of the land for a long period of time, usually 5 years, and only if the owner made no effort to assert his or her rights during that time. So again, they don't have no rights. They have no rights. They have to be there for numerous years before, any of this is supposed to take effect and violate the Fifth Amendment. This is crazy. Legal issues aside, it's worth noting that squatter right laws end up harming the very people they are supposed to help: low-income tenants. If property owners have reason to fear that squatters can occupy their land without their consent, they will be less willing to rent property to begin with, or charge higher rents, screen potential tenants more carefully, or some combination of all of these measures. They may also be incentivized to impose more costly and elaborate security restrictions on access to the land. It's also interesting to note that Florida is trying to take all rights away from squatters, so that's pretty good. Now, Florida aims to remove squatter rights entirely. A new law that's proposed will allow police to remove them immediately. Now, this bill was signed into law Tuesday. Crazy. So if you want to come back here, dig a little bit more into that, feel free to do so. Now, listen, guys, I understand we have an affordability problem. I understand we have 15 million vacant homes that we need as inventory. But nevertheless, I still don't think that gives someone the right to just take someone's private property away from them and to potentially sell that, especially considering most of it's fraud. But again, I want to know how you feel. Comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. Whatever intel you share with us, please list your metro area so we know what area you're talking about. Obviously, each metro area and state can differ greatly in laws. Now, other than that, I really hope you guys gain some new value, insight, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you guys know that I wish you luck, and I hope you win.